Peace and love, world. Happy to see you guys. So good to see you guys. Welcome to Conversation with Zoe, episode 25. It's a little bit of a split episode, so it's like giving times information. I feel like they sort of kind of intertwine and go hand in hand, but I want to talk about giving a little bit. We all are blessed in so many ways, and we all have an abundance of everything, more than we need. That's where it starts from. So let's talk about shoes, sneakers. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, some even have even more than that, pairs of shoes. What does it really cost you to give one away? My father would say in Spanish, ¿qué te cuesta? Like, what does it cost you? It doesn't really cost you much if you think about it. It's all about having the intent and having it in your heart and putting it into your spirit that you want to give to someone else. And I feel we all have to put more energy into being givers. We put so much energy into attaining, and then we have so much. You have multiple coats, multiple jackets, multiple sweaters. You probably only really wear 2 or 3 of them, but you have 15 hoodies. You can give one away. So my whole thing is giving is something that I want to see more of in this world. I try to give as much as I can, because for me, I really don't care about certain things. I don't put that much energy and value on something that depreciates. It doesn't add to me here in my intellect or in my heart. It's something that just is. I love Kith. It's just a Kith hoodie. It's nothing more than that to me. I don't make it like, oh my God, I need it, or I'm gonna go really, really out of my way to get it. It just is what it is. It's just a hoodie, and I give it to someone. Not many people know this, but the other day I gave a homeless person my sock, and it was probably one of the coldest days of the city, in the city that day, and she had on flip-flops. I was on my way from work, and I was gonna walk home anyway, so it didn't really matter. Like, it's a sock, and she had on flip-flops, and she had one sock on. And I was like, man, like, so I asked her, like, do you want my sock? And I gave it to her. And, I mean, I have, I don't know how many pairs of socks. And I'm particular, I only wear Nike socks, so who knows how many I have. And what did it really cost me just to give her one pair? To walk 10 minutes in the cold with my foot in my shoe. Didn't really matter. I didn't have a sock on, but she has a sock now. But then I want to talk about information and learning, returning. Like, gaining the information and returning the information. Like, I feel like you become what you want in this life because of the information that you're given. And I feel like in our society, in our community, in the Black and Latino community, the information that we're being given is to be employees, not to be employers. So we work, it's like a rat race to become an employee, a top employee, not a top employer. And that information stems from the scholastic system, the education system, like what we're being told, what's being planted in our heads. And I feel like we're being cheated of that information. I was blessed enough to go to boarding school and have people like Robert Zhang in my corner who are more financially literate than I am. My mom couldn't explain to me how credit works the way he did. So that was at 21, 22, 23, 24 years old. I wasn't 24. I was 24 when I first got my first credit card. And I didn't play with it because I didn't know how it worked. Everybody around me complained about debt and owing, so I just never did it. It was debit or cash. That's it. And now he taught me a system, so I want to teach you the system. And Robert Zhang taught me the half system. He said to never spend, when you're going to spend money, right, never spend something that you don't physically have half of that day. So that way you're more prone to pay off full balances or the majority of your balance at the end of the month. So let's use a simple number like 100, right? $100 today, right? You want to buy something that costs $100, right? You need to physically have $50 that day, right? So that way you're not spending more than you're not exceeding like your expenses. So fast forward, boom. Go into the app. You spent the 100, boom, 100 on Beats, right? Boom. Go into Capital One, go into Chase, and pay $50 that day, right? So that way, at the end of the month, you're seeing half, statements. So like, all right, the bill is $50, the bill is this, the bill is that. Let me pay it in entirety. Instead of seeing 100, you're probably gonna be like, all right, let me pay 35, let me pay 40. But you see 50, you'd be like, oh, I'm gonna pay that 50. You know, so that way we're not in debt and we're seeing more financial freedom and not so consumed in making money, and then most of our money goes towards paying back. You know what I'm saying? And that's just information that, you know, so it's like financial literacy should be being taught in middle schools, in the high schools. Not you graduate college and now you have to figure it out. You know, so I feel like giving that information go hand in hand because, you know, you got to give information. And what you do with it is on you, but you have to be willing to give information, give resources, give your necessities away, you know, because you don't need it. You have an abundance of everything. If you have an abundance of clothes, give it away. If you have an abundance of information, give it away. Put it out there. Put it into the world. Let's get it.